The good thing about me is it does not take a lot to excite me. But because I'm easily excited, I think I'm easily distracted is because squirrel and I just get excited. So excuse my delay in getting started. Happy Friday. This hopefully you're experiencing the warmth of 60 something degrees today. Is that not crazy that we're calling 60 something degrees warm?
Exactly.
But yesterday it
Yeah.
was so pretty outside. I mean, the sun was out and the sun was warm. You know, sometimes the sun is out. Well, it comes out every day, but sometimes it'll be out, but it'll still be so cold. The wind will
Yeah.
be cold and it's just frigid. And but yesterday it was warm. And
I think it's 30 something degrees right now in Albany.
I was getting ready to look on my watch to see what the temperature was, if that tells y'all how literally unfocused I am. It's 37 degrees in Baxley. It says, oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
it just changed 42 and sunny. So we're making our way up. Our high today
Oh,
will be 64. Now, are y'all looking for snow at the beginning of the week?
no.
Okay, well, it's in the forecast. We'll just have to wait and see if it happens. If it does happen, I will take my computer home this afternoon when I leave work. So if for some reason our office gets shut down for the weather, I will still be able to have class as long as we have electricity and internet at my house. So if for some reason you get on here, we don't know how the weather's going to be. So just know that that's coming. Just know that I'll have my computer and continue class on Tuesday as expected, whether it be from my house or from here at the office. That is the beauty of virtual, isn't it?
Yeah.
But check out your forecast. Obviously, make preparations for what you may need where you may not be able to get out. And this, we're not talking we're going to be out for days or months. I wouldn't think. But who knows? We've experienced that hurricane, and now I think we're all just kind of like a little bit on guard when it comes to weather and just how long can we be without electricity. I think my house was out for 13 days, I think.
Mm.
So that felt like a lot longer than 13 days. All right. So forecast, focus, warmed up, and we are ready to begin. So we want to breathe, thinking about these, words of, oh, I can't, my mind is blank. Not words of encouragement. Well, it can be encouragement, but thinking about certain words as we inhale and exhale, where we inhale calm, we exhale stress. We inhale, everything's going to be okay. And we exhale, but I feel the stress of this moment, whatever you're going through. And sometimes, I mean, you can feel it from the inside of you. Like you may look calm from the outside, but on the inside, your heart may be racing. You may feel flush with worry, and you may not be able to fix certain situations, but breathing can help calm your nerves, lower your heart rate. And we don't talk a lot about breathing in Tai Chi because we're busy learning movements, but many of our movements can be led by breath. And so We want to focus on our breathing and that we are breathing, of course, and not holding our breath, but specifically connect movement to breath. Okay. So with our warm-ups, beginning with our neck, we can think about breath as we inhale up and then exhale as we come towards our bodies and push away. Whatever timing works best for you, because all of our lives are different. So inhale, exhale, all the way down. So feel your body relax and come into this moment, experiencing that mental settle where we quiet our mind because we're busy moving and because we're thinking those words as we breathe. Inhale and exhale. Next neck exercise. Looking over that shoulder. Inhale and exhale as you turn. And we may not be moving at the same exact time, but move with your breath. And I know whenever we're in class, you want to follow the instructor, the person that's guiding you. But in your own practice, really let your breath guide the pace. We're thinking slow, we're thinking smooth, we're thinking continuous as we inhale and exhale.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. I hope you guys have a good time. I'll let my wife know, and she'll try to stop by there in the next 15, 20 minutes.
Hopefully you feel your neck muscles
All right. Thank you for calling.
relaxing. Hopefully you feel your neck muscles relaxing as you go side to side. And as those neck muscles relax, you probably can go a little bit further. So that's how doing these movements increases your mobility, reduces tension and stiffness in that neck. Lack of activity of your joints is the worst thing that we can do. Let's roll our shoulders, roll them forward. Y'all know my quarter is big. As we attempt to stay small, quarter-size circles. Feel all of those muscles stretch as you slowly roll those shoulders, inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Big shoulder circle. This is the perfect one for breath. Inhale, exhale. And that visualization of your words. You see, doesn't this look like we're gathering? If you're gathering something, you're wanting to kind of scoop it up, right? But if you're letting go of something, you're kind of pushing it away or just letting it fall. And so these movements are just symbolic of gathering or bringing in, breathing in a word and letting it go, pressing, pushing it away. So this is the perfect move for meditation and movement. We're really refocusing that mind for, whatever's worrying it. Whatever's cluttered it. It might not even be a worry. For our spine, let's get our little ball of energy. And we separate. I like to inhale as I come to my ball and exhale as I separate. And so, when we think about slow, smooth, and continuous, you may think that as soon as you get to the top there, it's time to come back down. But what you see and what's actually going on may be two different things. So here I'm pushed up and I'm just living in that stretch for just a moment, and then I come down. So I'm not getting in a hurry to come back down. I'm stretching it and I'm holding that stretch. I'm exploring those muscles that it is stretching and then coming back down. So as we learn our movements, we want to take our time with it. Once we learn our movements, I think sometimes we get in a hurry to get to the next thing because we know it and we're excited that we know it, and we don't want to forget what we know. We want to hurry up and get there. But take your time, slow down, and experience that whole movement. So here I'm going side to side. On that switch, before you go to the other side, take your time with that with that switch. Think about gentle resistance where it's a whole moment, and then you come to the side, and then it's its whole moment as you go side to side. Switch and turn. So it's easy to go, oh, well, the point of this movement right here is the side to side part, because that's what moves my spine, or that's what stretches and warms up my spine, or the muscles that surround my spine. Even, I'm engaging my core, my stomach muscles, all the muscles that surround this part of my body. And so the turn is really what works those muscles. So we get in a hurry to just go to the turn because that's what we're doing here, right? But in Tai Chi, it's all those little movements that we can explore. And it's really the point of this class and the joy of this advanced class where we can go, oh, I hadn't really thought about that whole moment here. In that moment here, I'm making sure that there's room in my armpits because that allows energy to flow. That's that open song joint that I think we only really talk about here when we do our open and close to make sure we're not here, open and close. We're here to where there's space in our armpit allowing energy to flow. But here we can do the same thing. Our armpits are open. I'm not collapsed. And then I'm taking that time to switch and come across. And so we'll talk more and more about all the little moments in our Tai Chi along and along where we can make the most of it. Okay, so it's not a switch, it's a change hands, turn, change hands. I mean, you can almost envision the ball that I'm going around, can't you? and the way that I'm kind of floating around as if a ball were really there. So I challenge you to do that. Those are for our spine. Now let's go to our hips. Check your posture. Check tension in your shoulders before you begin. The space of your feet, because we're switching or shifting weight. Heel forward, hands back, pause, toe back, hands forward. And I know I'm getting specific about these warm-ups in a different way, but thinking about those hands, so as we go to the other side, let those hands have a moment where you have the space in your armpit, so you're not just going like this, but you have the space, the posture, you're relaxed, and you're slowly going back and then slowly coming forward, thinking about gentle resistance as if the air were just a little bit heavy. So shift the weight and heel forward, hands back, loading those hands forward and back. In beginner class, I give big permission to skip these hands because I say that's not what's most important. The most important thing here is that we're warming up this hip flexor. We're holding weight on this one leg. But as we learn and get better and we're interested in getting the most out of our movements, these hands really are important. It's a counterbalance. It's a cross-lateral movement. It's an opportunity to think about gentle resistance and open joint, all in one movement, side to side. And I'm not going to talk about every single movement that way, but think about it here. Really pushing that gentle resistance with your hands, staying within your frame, keeping good posture. Having that weight directly over that knee, hip, ankle before you pick up that other foot for safety. And to not wear and tear on your knee and hip joint and ankle joint in a bad way. When we center our weight over our joints, there's less wear and tear. Side to side. Checked my posture. I felt a little bit of tension back here in the top part of my shoulder. And so that's what I want you to do is explore how your body is feeling and then fix it. So if you're creating a little tension, let it go and fix it right there in the moment. For our knees, loose fist, shift, lift, tap and punch. I did start recording, didn't I? Okay, good. I got nervous there for a second. I was, having that overexcitement in my moment and wasn't being mindful of what I was doing. let's step out. Shift the weight as we punch, bring it back. Shift. Now here's something I feel here is like taking the weight shift slowly, placing that foot heel toe, kind of turning my torso back a little bit, and then coming out with my hand as I shift the weight forward. Being a little dramatic just to be able to show it on camera, but it's turning that torso so I'm getting the most of my movement and shift and punch. All these little opportunities to make our movements more. It doesn't mean the other way is wrong. It's just a different way to explore our moves. And weight shifting is like the prime thing in our Tai Chi to make our muscles stronger. So yes, we can skip this upper body stuff. But when we don't need to, make the most of it. Ankles, heel toe. I say I can never get bored doing Tai Chi. I mean, I could do these warm-up movements and find different ways and different things to think about within our principles and teachings of Tai Chi, and I just never get bored of it. I never get bored of those basic six. We just explore them differently as we learn. And it's why this class is so exciting to me, because this is my jam right here. Just being able to settle into the movements and not worry about teaching the specifics, but now talking about what more is there. All right, so we ready? Any questions or comments about any of that I just said? I know I got Nora on mute. I put unmute. Y'all good?
Did we do heel toe?
Huh?
Did we do heel toe?
Did we do heel toe? Let's do it. What was I doing?
I mean, we're talking about side to
Oh,
side.
side to side. Nope, we sure did. Because now I'm doing it. I'm feeling it. That was a test, Gwen. You get extra bonus points. That's what I get for bragging that I was focused, that I was, settling down and focusing. We shouldn't ever brag. Do we not say humble every single class?
Yeah.
Thank you for that remind. All right, here we go. So we're going to go through our Tai Chi movement, starting with basic six, and we'll go ahead and go into our advanced six. So let's do it with just saying the names of the movements, which gives us an idea of what we need to work on. All right, so remember I start over here, and we go this way to the right first, then to the left, and then when we go into advanced six, I'll step over here because we go to the left first and to the right. Just for a matter of, it's for this space. If I had a really big space, if we were in the room together, I might not have to move. But I say that because you may think stepping over is part of it, but I'm just trying to stay in camera. All right, so upright posture, no tension. We're breathing. Open joints, soft bend in our knees, elbows, breathe in armpits, and commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Take the time on that transition when your hands change. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. And close. Brush knee to the left. Play the loop. Carry punch. Point blank. Open, close. Brush knee. I get all in that moment. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. All right, let's do it again. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Close it out. Do you feel yourself getting warm? This exercise is very slow, but it's still a cardiovascular exercise. We get this heart pumping with our movements, especially through weight transfer. And so when we start practicing and not taking those breaks to learn something or talk about something, we experience the cardiovascular nature of this exercise. And so I feel myself getting warm. When I start doing part 2, I really feel that. So let's do it again. And then after this, I'll ask you if you have any questions or if there's anything you want me to go over. All right, one more time. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Open, close. Knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Front. Open, close. All right. Any certain moves that you would like to go over? It doesn't matter if it's warm-ups, basic or advanced.
For some reason, on my brush knee, I get confused.
Okay.
Which way to go? Am I saying it right?
I think a couple things. Number one, it's a complicated movement in that we go from facing the front to facing the side. And so I teach y'all mirror image. And so when I teach you mirror image and I say right, then that's mirror right. But when I turn to the side, it gets kind of confusing because we're no longer face on. So I think that would play part into it. But because we're going from one direction to the other, it's just a complicated movement anyway, regardless of if we were in person or teaching, virtually. So let's just break down that movement. So our goal is to go from facing forward, our first brush knee anyway, we're going to the left. Our goal is to face forward and end up facing the left wall or the left direction. There may not be a wall. But anyway, that's our goal. Another complication of this movement is that pivot. So we turn our toe in towards the direction that we're going. And so we shift the weight, but then pivot that foot or turn that toe in. And when we do that, we have just a tiny bit of weight still on that heel so that we can pivot. So that is an awkward position to be in. So with that said, if that's too awkward or maybe it causes you pain, you may want to, instead of turning it in, you may want to step out and kind of widen your legs, widen your stance to give you more space to move. Or you may do what I call the shuffle, where you're going from here and you're going that direction. So you shift, move, shift, step, shift, step, shift, step. You kind of shuffle your way over to the left. So that is staying within the comforts and abilities of our bodies. Okay, with that said, just know you always have permission to modify from anything I tell you that's written by Dr. Lamb. You always have room to modify for your safety. So there's some options there, and that goes for all moves. All right, so our goal is to shift left. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I giggle when I catch myself being a liar. Shift left, turn that right toe in. And when we turn that right toe in, we reach out with our right hand, and our left hand comes down to our elbow. So we're shift, turn, and reach. Now we shift right, and we bring that left foot, left hand back. I call that separate and prepare, because you're separating the hand from this arm, and you're preparing to step. Now you're not going to want to stay there very long, because that's not a very stable stance, is it? Having your feet this close together. I always find this movement really outside of our principles of body structure, because we say widen your stance for stability. We say completely shift weight so that you can empty step the other foot and then completely shift the weight. But this movement goes against the things that we say. We pivot on a heel after we shift weight, we pivot on a heel and then shift and then bring this foot right close to that other foot. That is not a stable stance. So you're not going to live there, but just a tiny second before you then step to go in the direction of left. And you see, this is why we turn that toe in, because it prepares us to turn to the left. And that if we were to keep it straight forward, this right here, I don't like this. I feel tension in my hips. I feel tension in my knees. So that turn to the left helps, that turn towards the left prepares us for this stance, so that when we step, empty, then we shift and then follow step. But you see how small that follow step was. So it was just a little bit of adjustment. It's more of an adjustment than a step, isn't it? To follow step. Okay, so that's the pieces of our feet. The pieces of our hands is reach out, separate, prepare. And then this hand that's reached out is going to come back, around, and when we get to this shoulder, we push, still keep maintaining that soft bend in the elbow. Now, the mobility of your shoulder joint is going to dictate how much you can come back before you push. So just know, if you can't reach back here, that's not a problem. You do what you can and envision that you are going all the way back. But work on that mobility. The more you work on it, the more mobility you'll have in your shoulder. In theory, because people's shoulders sometimes are locked up forever, or maybe they've had a stroke and just have no use of their limb. So, excuse me if that isn't sensitive to all cases. But that's our goal, is to increase mobility. And by pushing ourselves to be mobile increases it. So every so slightly, reach back as far as you can, and next time maybe you can go a little bit further. And then we shift as we push, and then that follow step happens when we've completed that push. All right, those are all the pieces. So let's practice, and I'll talk you through it. So we have our hands here from open and close. We're going to shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, left foot, left hand back. Step left, empty. Bring this right hand around. Shift left as I push right, and follow step right. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. Coming from open and close. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, left foot, left hand back. Step left, bring that right hand around. Shift to that left as I push, and follow step right. Again, brush knee. Shift left, right toe in, reach. Shift right, left foot, left hand back. Separate and prepare. Step left, bring that right hand around. Shift as I push, follow step. I'm trying to change my verbiage to placing instead of stepping, because I don't know if it's y'all's brain too, but in my brain, a step lends itself more to a weight shift. And so when I say place, that doesn't feel like a weight shift. It just feels like I'm putting my foot there. Then I'm going to shift my weight. So work with me as I'm trying to change my verbiage to remind us that when we place a foot out, it doesn't have immediate weight shift. And that's our empty step in Tai Chi. So brush knee, shift, right toe in and reach, shift right, separate, prepare. Place that right or left foot, bring that right hand around, shift left as I push right, and follow step right. Is this helping, Miss Gwen?
Yeah, now go the other way.
Okay, now let's go the other way. Same actions, just the opposite word or opposite direction. So this time we shift we shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. Step right, bring that left arm around. Shift right as I push, and follow step left. All right, back to the beginning. Open and close. Brush knee to the right. Shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. Place right, bring this left hand around, and push as I shift right, follow step left. Coming from open and close, brush knee to the right. Shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, prepare. Step right, Bring this left hand around. Push as I shift. And follow step left.
Hello, please leave
That
the
better?
message.
That's much better.
Okay, so let's practice it to the right and to the left. Let's do it 2 times each side and then we'll cool down. All right, so we have brush knee to the left, shift, reach, shift, separate, step, bring it around, shift as I push, follow step. Without talking, brush knee to the left. All right, now let's go to the right. Shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. Place that right foot, bring this left arm around. Shift as I push and follow step left. Brush knee to the right. And so, just like anything, it takes practice. And the more we do it, the better. But it's always good to step back and review the pieces and parts of our movements, especially those complicated movements like brush knee. I mean, gosh, that's a lot going on. We're switching directions. You know, we're turning a foot in. We're doing something that's kind of dangerous by pulling that foot close to that other foot. Before we go to that other side. So that's a really good one to revisit and explore. So maybe that helps you to practice this week, and then we'll work on it more next week. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, let's give ourselves a nice fist massage. And y'all excuse me for being goofy when we first start. No, don't excuse me. I just am goofy. I'm gonna be just gonna be. I'm a professional, y'all. A very professional person. Sometimes we just forget to let loose, right? We forget to permit people to let loose. I don't forget to let loose. I think I do it pretty haphazardly. All right, let's tense. That is not how we want to live. We want to let that go. Tense and relax. And remember, sometimes we can have all these major muscles loose, but our insides will be so tense. You know, that our gut will be tense. We'll be worrying about something. We'll get those butterflies. We'll be, just, pulling on our inside. And so let that go too. Not just the tension that's in these muscles that surround our skeleton. Tense and relax. Just remind yourself to relax and breathe. Don't don't get in a rush to get to the next thing. Take your time in all the pieces and parts. We have our right fist representing our strength, our left fingers together representing friendship, and there's our humility right there with that thumb in. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste. So again, thank y'all for joining me in this. I just love this class, y'all. I hate that we didn't do it in the fall, but it just couldn't, it would never work out. So I'm glad it worked out. And but if there's anything that y'all want, any places that y'all want to go with this class, I'm happy to go there. Last time in the fall, I know I would mention Mr. Ken Young. He always challenged me. I mean, he was in that beginner class. If y'all were in, which one of y'all was in his class? Miss
think
Quinn?
I will.
Okay, I couldn't remember if he was the morning class or the afternoon class. But talk
Well,
about
no, I didn't
challenge
know.
me. Talking about that Vegas nerve. I mean, when y'all challenge me in something I might not know anything about, and I go and research and apply it to our Tai Chi, I mean, just the growth that we can have together based on our interest and curiosity. So just know we're not boxed into what's this in here. Whatever y'all want to know, let's explore it together.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, I love y'all. Have a
Love
great
you. Love
weekend.
y'all.
Stay dry, stay warm. And if on Tuesday we have ice and snow, I'll be able to still be virtual. And hopefully I can turn the camera and show y'all my yard in snow. That will be so
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Downed hurricane trees with snow covered. That will be the caption of my picture.
Martin Luther King parade in Eastman Monday for in service of Martin Luther King Day.
Yes. You're in the parade? Are you having the parade? Very good. Well, stay warm because I think it'll.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And be inspired by him, like not just this week, but always. I mean, I could get totally emotional over that guy and
Absolutely.
what an amazing person he was and how, we face so much adversity in our lives, all of us in some which way or form. And if you think about which, I mean, y'all are a different generation than I am. And so when you think about that time period and how he could have so easily made his life easy and didn't stand up and I'm gonna get emotional over it, but we need people who are brave and people who stand up and people who do encourage and have dreams of a positive world. We need that.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. Love y'all.
I'll see you next.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye bye.